Alrighty. So, good morning, everybody. Let's see. Let's just make sure we're here. We're good to go. If somebody can let me know if you can hear me, that would be super awesome. All right, so today what we're going to chat about is welcome posts and onboarding members into your community. So we've got a few things to go over, and I'll try not to have it take as long as it did yesterday. We'll try to stick to 30 minutes. Okay, so let's get started here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you, hi Rachel, I'm going to give you guys samples of different welcomes into your community. Hey Beth, how are you? So what we're talking about today is welcoming new members into your community and the onboarding process. So I'm going to show you some different options for welcoming people into your community and what the different purposes are and how you do that at different stages. So, as a community leader, you're going to want to welcome all the new members, in, so that way they feel like they're part of your community, and that let them know what your community is about, because basically, their first impression with you is going to make a difference in whether they stay in the community and whether they really get a lot out of it. So, you really want your welcome message to have a positive first impression. You want, to encourage people to share a little bit about themselves and, give them goals for their experience in the community. So, you're welcome, Beth. I'm so glad this is helpful. There's so much, and I'm trying to condense it down to just make this some of the super simple things to get started and really just go over what you want to do for your free group to get it up and to get it off the ground. So I'll try to keep it as simple as possible and not to go too deep. But then I think what we'll do is next week we'll kind of start digging into these things individually. I just want you guys to make sure that you're up and running with good welcome messages in your community, and what the different options are for different types of welcomes. So for instance, you can see here, I'm showing you the example right now of the welcome message in the ClickFunnels community. And this one is a little bit different. It's a large community, so a welcome post goes up every single day. And this post has everything you possibly could imagine. They have a link to the rules for the group. They have a link to all the different resources to get you going in the community. Talks about what happens in the group, how to turn on notifications. These are all best practices to have in your welcome message, but they put up a brand new welcome post every single day. And the reason for that is that with the announcements, it wouldn't be possible to pin it to the top because, there's always a different focus on launches and different things that are going on. So each and every day, a new welcome post goes up. And what happens is that those individual members get tagged in the post, and then they have the opportunity, whoa, that's a long list, then they have the opportunity here to go ahead and to introduce themselves, people in the community, they say hello, and it works out pretty well. So this is really good for an established community to go ahead and to have a brand new welcome post every single day, especially when there's a ton of people. But, if you're just creating your group now and it's brand new, what I would recommend is you try something like this. So this is actually one of the welcome posts that I had for an authors group that I was running a while back. And this is the perfect sort of thing that you want to do with a new community. So what I did was I had, hey Nikki, how are you? So what I did was I had a welcome post that was pinned to the top. So it wasn't new every single day. It was just one, oops, I don't want the video there to open. It was just one post. It would stay attached to the announcements, and it would tell what the group's all about, what you can expect. But the key for this one was that it was linked to my my Facebook business page. So the reason for that is because if you post a video on your Facebook business page and then you go ahead and link it to your welcome post here in the group, it means that you can run, super economical retargeting ads to everyone in your group. So basically, you just post the video on your Facebook page itself and make sure that it's not visible there when people are coming onto the page, and it makes it so that the two are linked. Are linked, and that way you can run ads to it, and anybody that comes into your group that watches even just a couple seconds of this video, you can retarget them with your ads. So I'm not going to click on this and have new things open, but what you can see here is that with the comments, what I did was each and every time there was someone new that came into the community, I would tag them on this static welcome post. So maybe that's what we should call it. It's the difference between having a new welcome post every day or having a static one. In this group, because it was smaller and it was new, I had a static welcome post where I would just tag all the new people and then make sure that I'd be able to retarget them with the video views from this video that I pulled from my Facebook page. Whereas, with the ClickFunnels group, every single day they're putting a brand new welcome post. So that's something that, bigger communities do. But if you're new and you really want to go ahead and use those video views for retargeting and have everybody comment on the same post to get engagement on that, then this is probably the best option for you. So those are two examples, the static welcome post and then the daily one. So I have a third example that we use as well, and this one's a little bit different. So what I've done here for this one is when someone comes into this community, the very first welcome post that I have gives them the instructions on exactly where to go and what to do. They need to head over to the units in the group, and this is something that you really want to do as well, is when you set up your units in your group, you're going to want to make sure that that very first unit talks about where they can get help. So, I have a whole video that I put together, and it's called, how to get the most out of the group. So they can actually watch the video and learn exactly how they can get the most out of the group, which is really what I would recommend if you're doing that static welcome post. You go ahead, go into the group, tell them where they can find the events, where they can find the announcements, and all that good stuff. And basically make sure that every single member that comes into your group, they watch a welcome video, and then they review what are all the ways that they can get help from you. Like I talked about in here, do you need support in the group? Where can you get help with tech type stuff? If you need other support, all those sorts of things. You want to be, hi Jojo, in unit 1 there, so that way they know exactly how to get help. And I'll just show you quickly some of these things that I put in the, I call it the how to get the most out of this group video, where basically you show them, okay, this is how you go to the units. This is where the events are for the group. This is how to, over on the right here, this is how to go ahead and take a look at all the topics for the group, so that you can go ahead and find, any sort of question that you want answered. Then you show them, how to search the group and, to use different keywords. Basically what you want to do is set your members up for success, so that way they know how to get support from you. They know where the units are with all the information that you want to teach them, and they know where the events are, because like we were talking about yesterday, you really want to make sure that you have a specific time each and every week. So like we've got this every Thursday at 10 a.m. You want them to be able to depend on you, and that way they know every single week that there'll be a specific time that they can come in and they can get questions answered from you live. So if they pull up the calendar too, they can see additional trainings and everything like that. So that's really what I would recommend. If you're just starting your group, I would recommend doing the static welcome post just like this one, and go ahead and do a video that you pull in. It's called like, it's an unlisted video, but some people call it like a ghost video, because you would make sure that people that go to the page itself can't see it. So you would do a video just like this of the best practices of how to get the most out of the group, how to get support from you, and all those sorts of things. And then you'd want to do the things that that I had mentioned yesterday as well, telling them that with the units that Facebook is going to prompt them, hey, go to unit 1. It tells them exactly where they left off with the training materials and exactly, where to pick up, so they can just click that. And then you as the group owner, whenever you're adding any new material to your group, these notices are going to pop up for them. So it's going to tell them, hey, this is where you have to pick up to finish the material. And as they scroll through the feed for the group, they're going to keep getting those prompts from Facebook. So it's super cool. So it says suggested units. So they can pick up, anywhere that they left off, and anytime that you add new material to your group, they're going to get these notifications, and it's going to tell them that they have a unit with, with new sections that need to be done. So, that's one of the reasons why the units are super, super important, because basically these units have almost, taken the place of that consumption sequence. In the past, what we'd have to do is we would have to send them emails to make sure they're going through all the materials. And you can certainly still do that. You can send emails or bot sequences, but when they're in the group now, they get these prompts directly from Facebook that remind them to go ahead and complete the materials in the units. So it's going to make sense for you to always be adding new things here in your group right to the units. So sorry, that was a little bit longer than I anticipated. That was just kind of my recap on everything you would want to be in that welcome post that you do. So, all right. So I wanted to go over a few more things as well as far as the onboarding goes. So I've got some resources here, and I'm going to actually upload these when I'm done. I've got examples for you of how, this might be difficult for you to see, but I'm gonna post it for you after, how different communities onboard their new members and how they welcome people, what tactics they use to get people welcomed into the community, how they encourage them and kind of like infiltrate them into what's going on. So we have a few different examples here for you. I've got an example of a new community, a growing community, and then a big established community. So it kind of shows you the tactics that they use depending on what stage they're at. So I'll go ahead and post the link for you when I'm done, and you can kind of see the different tactics that communities of different sizes and different age are using to onboard new members. Because like I was telling you, for instance, with the ClickFunnels group, that would be in the stage of established community. So it's fine for them to have that daily welcome post. But if your community is brand new, then you'd be up here and you'd want to have that static daily welcome post where you're collecting the video views and you're just tagging everybody on that static post so you can get that engagement all in one place instead of, dividing it all over the place. So I'll post that for you. And then I have another resource that I want to give you guys as well. So as you start to grow your new community, you're going to find that people have a lot of the same questions over and over. And what you can start to do is to go ahead and note what those questions or obstacles are that they have, and then you document, the answers for those. That way, you start to build a catalog for yourself and your team, so that all those resources are at hand, and you can easily, reference those when your community members have questions or obstacles. The whole point of this is that you're building these resources so that you can start shifting responsibility to your team as your community grows. So you got to get these things down on paper and have the references, and then it just makes it super easy because people will be asking you a lot of the same questions again and again. So that's super, super important. Let's see. So some of the important things as well, when people first get into the community, is to make sure that you're interacting with them within hopefully within a couple hours of them getting into the community. But if not, certainly within a day or two. That way, you're introducing yourself, you're letting them tell a little bit about themselves, and they're becoming clear on, what the focus of the community is, and getting clear on the culture. So I have a few more resources as well, I think, that I'm going to share with you guys before or after I get off here. I'll share those resources with you. Let's see. I think that's it. I was trying to make it a little bit shorter today, not give you guys too much information. Do you guys have any questions before we wrap up here? Let's see. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to give you guys another swipe file as well, as far as ways to get people to engage when they first come in the community. One of the big things that happens is when new members join the community, we kind of ask them questions that are a little bit too heavy or too difficult, and they don't end up answering. And you really want to keep things, lighthearted and fun when they first join, asking them where they're from or a little bit about them, instead of, getting in there and getting too serious with, oh, what are your bigger goals and things like that. Because the most important thing is for them to feel welcomed, part of the community, and then you can kind of start digging a little bit deeper. All right, so just to do a quick recap before we jump off here, because I don't want to keep you guys on as long as I did yesterday. I showed you 3 different types of welcome posts that we have here. This one is a daily post that ClickFunnels puts up, and this is one that an established community would do. It does have a lot of best practices, so if you want to go take a look at this one for a reference, it's a really good one as far as making sure that you put your link for your rules, letting members know that it's important to turn on their notifications, letting them know what's happening in the group, all that. Those are, best practices for a welcome post. So I can actually put that into a swipe file for you guys, so you don't even have to hunt for it. And then you'll have that, because you'll want all those in your post, your welcome post, but you'll want to use static welcome posts like this one that I was mentioning. If your group is brand new and you're trying to grow it, definitely go for the static post. So that was the daily post, the static post, and then this other one that we do, which is the resources post. So we take our announcement, and the very first post that people see when they join the group is, what are all the ways that you can get help in this group. Oops, sorry about that. So our very first post that they see when they join, it tells them all the different ways that they can get help, and it lets them know that they need to go through that process right when they join the group. For them to go ahead and turn on their notifications to find out where the units are, go into the units, and check out all the different ways that they can get support from the team. So they go in here, they watch the video that says how to get the most out of this group. They read through all the different ways to get support and help in the group, and I really recommend you guys do this as well. In Unit 1, you're just going to want to put, how they can reach out to you for help, where they can get, any of the things that they need to be successful in the group, and even have your short little video there that tells them where they can find the events, announcements, topics, how to search the group for important information. So what I tell them is to go through this Unit 1, and then to go ahead and comment on the announcement post itself with a meme to show me that they've completed it. So you can see there's 82 comments on this one, because every time someone new comes into the community, they go ahead through this onboarding process of reading what all the resources are, watching all the videos, and then commenting here. Everyone puts a funny little meme to show me that they went through the whole onboarding process. And this tells me that now they're ready to be an active member of the community, because they know where to get help. They know where the announcements are, they know where the events are, they know how to search the group if they need help, and basically, all the fun memes are here, and everybody enjoys it because they get to, to put up whatever meme they want. It ends up being fun. And of course, there we go. I was going to say, of course, now the memes aren't even showing. But anyways, it ends up being a fun exercise. You take something that's kind of dull and having to go through the admin, onboarding process of this, and you make it into something fun where it takes them 5 minutes, and when they're done, they get to put a silly meme up that shows us that they've completed it, and then everyone else welcomes them into the community. So that's their first positive experience in the community, which is a really, really good thing. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off here because it's almost been 30 minutes and I don't want to keep you as long as I did yesterday. But what I'm going to do is once I hop off here, I'm going to post the resources that I just mentioned. I'm going to give you guys this list of the tactics that you use for welcoming people depending on what stage you're at. I'm also going to give you this other sheet that I showed you of how to start, cataloging some of the questions that people ask in your group and what the answers are. So that way you'll have those on hand, and as you get team members, you'll have those available. And then I'll create a swipe file for the best practices for a welcome post so that it has all those components I showed you, like the ClickFunnels one that tells people how to turn on notifications, where to see the rules, what specifically is happening in the group, and all that. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.